call this meeting to order. And we establish a quorum. No, not us. Do we have a quorum?
Yes, we do.
Okay, the quorum has been established. The adoption of the minutes of the previous meeting. Somebody would they like them read, or do you want to waive the
It's up to them. Did you all get a copy in the mail?
no.
It's generally waivable, most people do. It's the same.
Is there anyone out there that would like them read?
No, I move that we waive the reading of minutes.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of waiving the minutes?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Now we have officers' reports. I will start with my report, and then I will turn it over to Phyllis or any of the other officers that have a report. First of all, I'd like to say good evening to everyone, and I'm Georgia Quinn, President of the Meadowbrook Association, and for those that don't know me, I do see some new faces in the audience, which is nice to see. On behalf of myself and the rest of the board members, I want to welcome you all to the annual meeting. It is good to see many new faces here, and we wish that more of you homeowners would come and participate in our monthly meeting so that you all know what has taken place in your community. We would also like to hear your input on matters and ideas to try to improve Meadowbrook. Things this past year have been running fairly smoothly, despite a few people in our community that just don't want to abide by the rules of our community, and that's costing our attorney fees to climb in order to keep Meadowbrook a pleasant place to live. As I've said in the past, I'm a believer of the rules that apply and promise to uphold these rules as most of you want. That is why you bought in a deed-restricted community. The board in the past has been accused of a selective enforcement of rules who gets violation letters. This is an untrue statement from a few that don't want to abide by the rules and that the rest of us do. If anyone has received a violation letter, has fixed the problem, we, the board, want to thank you for your cooperation in keeping Meadowbrook looking great. For those that choose not to follow the rules, as the majority of us do, we will continue to take whatever action it takes to bring this small group into compliance to the rules. I want to thank the rest of the board for their cooperation and the help that they have given me in the past year and in many items that have been passed by the board. Without their help and assistance, it would have been a very difficult time and a tough year. I also want to thank all those on the committees that have given up their time and effort to keep Meadowbrook great and to keep expenses down, as these volunteers save the community a great deal of money for the work that they do. I also read very recently that the board of directors at Meadowbrook, there's a bunch of crotchety old retirees that have nothing better than to do than to run for the board and make your life miserable. Well, I have to disagree with that. But the whole thing is people need to start getting involved a little bit in your community, because this crotchety old board is not going to be here forever. And you are the people that are going to have to take over these seats up here and make sure that our rules are followed. If it gets in the hands of the wrong people, it can destroy our community. If nobody wants to run for the board, it'll get turned over to the state and you won't have any say. So give a little time, volunteer for a committee, try to help out. Try to get to know your community and what you can do. Because trust me, you are all going to be the next scratching board. Thank you all again, and I want to thank my board again, and I thank Mr. DeBose for coming. Okay, now, I will, Bill, do you have any report, anything? No? No report from our vice president. Gail, our treasurer, I'm sure she has a wonderful report for you. Always like to get on the microphone, right?
Treasury's report for the 2011 annual meeting. Through September 2011, total operating expenses continue to be below budget. The budget was prepared based upon the accounting method used in 2010, and therefore the legal expenses appear to be overstated, when in fact these expenses are offset by legal fee reimbursement, an income item, when the homeowner accounts receivable account is set up. Our legal action has been necessary to collect past due accounts. The September 21 aged accounts receivable balance is below the balance from September of 2010 by nearly $3,000. As I stated in a prior treasurer's report, our lawyers continue to have success this year in collecting past due balances. 4 very old accounts have been settled, which also includes getting the legal fees reimbursed. We are changing our bank to Iberia Bank. Our old bank, EverBank, did not give us the required service. They posted checks that they received in the wrong lockbox, to the wrong bank account, posted dollar amounts incorrectly, and were slow to correct these errors. We expect better service from Iberia. They will be our new lockbox bank. The proposed 2012 budget was sent out to all homeowners in October. There will be a board meeting November 21st at the office of our management company to discuss and pass the new budget. The proposed budget shows no increase in assessments. Suter, Middleton, Cox & Associates bought Independent Management LLC in June. They have extensive experience in association management, and the principals are very involved in the management of our association. And Mr. Cox is over there. And our new Mr. Middleton, and our new CAM, Susie Pod, is sitting there, in case those of you don't know her. And that's my report, Georgia.
Are there any other officers who have a report?
I have not no report.
Other than that, the fact that I keep put the agenda on the bulletin board in time, within 14 hours ahead of the meeting, and post the middle sign to remind everybody there's a meeting here.
Okay,
That's about
thanks.
it.
Thank you. Okay, are there any committee reports? Jack, do you have a report for your?
Short and sweet.
Okay.
For any of you who don't know who I am, I'm Jack Wynn. I'm chair of the grounds committee and that. You probably noticed coming and going, we're putting in some new flowers for the fall and the winter season and that, and some of them in already. And by the end of the week, I hope if I can get a guy to come in and do the mulch, that'll be taken care of. I want to thank everybody on the committee, Sue Kamer for giving us a hand with the flowers. She's a great flower lady, picks out some good flowers to put up front and around on the cul-de-sacs. Also, Charles Thomas, you probably see him crawling around on his hands and knees up near the front end. He's not saying his prayers when he's down on his knees. He's saving us money, replacing sprinklers that have been taken off by landscapers or something, or when they're defective in that. He saves us. You people will never know how many dollars this gentleman has saved us. He's a jack of all trades, and sometimes he gets a little carried away, but God bless Charlie. I want to thank him, although he's not here tonight. I hope his wife will relay it. One thing I got to say, Saturday after Thanksgiving, all the elves that give me a hand about putting up the Christmas decorations at 10 o'clock in the morning that Saturday. We like to see you all back there again. Anybody's got some spare time on that Saturday after Thanksgiving and like to come up and throw a few lights around on the bushes and that, feel free to join us up there. I'm sure you'll be welcomed by everybody that's there. Thank you.